and find out when to call. What a time this is for vampires.
That's for
Patrick,
sure.
when you started writing Cure for the Curse, did you have a clue? I mean, already there had been a number of books out by the Stephanie Meyer, the Twilight Lady. But is that why you did it, or did you just say, this is a story I want to write?
It was more of the latter, more of this is a story I wanted to write. It's I've been writing young adult vampire books since I was a kid. And I guess, you know, around that time, like Bram Stoker's Dracula was made into that amazing movie.
Yeah, you liked it.
Oh yeah, I liked it a lot, and it was a very influential time in my life.
Yeah.
So that was a big motivation.
But Anne Rice has made a gigantic career out of simply vampire books.
She's the queen.
Now Stephanie Meyer is the princess.
Yes, she sure is.
And she's selling millions of books to an enthusiastic audience of teenagers and young people. Why the appeal of vampires?
Well, the thing about vampires is that they are the most human monster out there, and they look human. They do human things. You can't tell a vampire, you know, if their habitat is the night, and so I think the metaphor there is that they represent humans who have hurt us in the past, and it's a very intimate thing to be seduced by a vampire, and their standard attack is the bite on the neck, which is very, very intimate thing, and very. Yeah,
vampires are sexier than Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, they're always really good-looking, really confident, really together. They're always very old. They have the wisdom of living for a long time, and they're very powerful. And the idea of being held under the sway of something like that is. Well, it's very sexy. It's very appealing.
And the hair looks good, and they dress neat, you know, and they usually live in a pretty nice place, too.
Yeah.
Okay, but you wrote about fictional vampires. Do you believe in real ones?
I believe in real metaphorical vampires.
What do you mean?
I believe that there are people out there that feed on the suffering of others. And that's, you know, vampires feed on blood. I think there are people out there that you wonder how could they sleep at night. And
and we refer many times to attorneys as bloodsuckers.
Exactly.
You know, that kind of thing. And there is that categorization. But I've also read that there are physical conditions, medical conditions, that create some of the symptoms that are associated with vampirism.
That's true. There are conditions that that make you more pale. That I think it's called porphyria, where if you ingest a little bit of blood, it helps your condition a little bit. You're pale, and you're thirsty. So you can look like it.
Do your vampires stay out of the sun and only go out at night?
Yes. It's a classic thing. There's the classic condition: staying out of the sun, staying away from religious items, that sort of thing. I do have a character in there who's sort of in between. She's the daughter of vampires, but she was created special, so she can survive in the sun, but she still, you know, gets weakened by it.
I dated a girl that always smelled like garlic, and we were never attacked by a vampire, so maybe there's something.
Yeah, it obviously worked.
The reality is that these well-drawn-out characters, I mean, we know more about Dracula. We know more about these vampires. We know more about some of the characters in Twilight, for example, than we ever knew about the Wolfman or Frankenstein. Why?
I think because we've seen Dracula so many times in books and in movies. I read a statistic where it's only Sherlock Holmes who has appeared in more movies as a character than Dracula. So it's been.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, we've been exposed to it over and over and over again, and the myths have been refined and updated for our for you know, the current generation, and then updated again for the current generation. He's so powerful as a symbol that it keeps enduring, and the takes on that, like mine, like Stephanie Meyer's, like Anne Rice's, they're so filled with metaphor that everybody can identify with in one way or another.
What'd you think of Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Oh, I loved it. I was a big fan of the TV show because it was funny and it was clever, but there was still a lot of human drama, a lot of teen drama that every kid goes through, and that's my audience. That's what I'm trying to get across in my book as well.
How long has this been out?
It was published in late '06. and I got a sequel coming out in late 2008.
Well, you still want to sell this?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, is it available in bookstores?
It's available in some bookstores.
Amazon?
It is on Amazon.
Your house?
My apartment, if people want to come knock on my door. PatrickVaughn.net is the best place. I have it all centered
Don't invite people over. You're writing about vampires.
Oh, yeah, I can't let them in.
Please don't do that. I mean, if somebody knocks tonight, look outside to make sure it's a kid with a
I'll
bag.
peek out the window first.
A cure for the curse. What is the cure?
Well, that's the mystery in the book. I can't really give that away.
You son of a gun. You're not going to reveal, huh?
Well, let's just say it might have something to do with a relationship.
Well, yeah, like vampires. Have you ever seen a lonely vampire, for crying out loud? They get the best looking women. A cure for the curse. And what's that website again?
Website is patrickvaughn.net.
VAUGHN, like the man from U.N.C.L.E. This is Pat McMahon, the man from AZTV, and I'll be back in just a moment with some really serious, scary stuff about keeping your kids safe.
Something strange in your neighborhood.